When you're trying to grab a quick bite, these nutrition bars are great. They're easy, they're not messy. You can take them pretty much anywhere, but there are just so many. It's hard to know which to grab and which to pass up. So we asked weight loss coach Charles D'Angelo to stop by. We've been looking at all these labels and bars all day long, Charles. We found out about some of the favorites, and some of the things we discovered are pretty surprising. So let's start out with what you need to consider if you're going to have one of these. What advice?
Three things. One is, of course, calorie content. How many calories are in the bar? Second is the protein, because so many people look at these protein bars, and because it says protein bar, they think it's as equivalent to a chicken breast or an egg, when in reality, if you really look at the facts, some of them have less than what an egg has in them. So you really want to look for a protein bar that's high in protein. I would say between 15 grams and 30 grams. You want to look for one that's very low in sugar, because when you get a processed bar like this and you take it bar by bar, if you were to put it side by side, we have it on the table, the bars laid out next to candy bars. Some of them are actually higher in calories and higher in sugar than a candy bar.
Right, we have a payday bar here. So we went on Twitter and Facebook, asked our friends to sort of sound off about these, and the Luna bars and the Clif bars were by far the favorites, especially among women. Kim says she likes the Luna bars because they are geared toward women. Are these a good choice for women?
Well, they always talk about them being geared towards men or women, bodybuilders. You don't want to really look at a bar as your sustenance. You want to plan so that you have real food and rely only on these things if you're in a bind. If you're in an airport, if you're not able to get to a real food source, you always want to get your nutrition from real food. I always tell my clients, the people that lost over 100 pounds and the people that just want to lose 10 or 15 pounds, you want to plan so that you're not making yourself vulnerable to being hungry by having a real food every 2 to 3 hours. And so many people come up with the excuse of, I can't do that because I'm too busy. One thing we all have in common is the number of hours in the day. So you want to make sure that if you're going to have a bar, you look for one that's very low in sugar, so you're not spiking that sugar level or you're getting your insulin really pumping where you're feeling hungry all the time. Secondly, you want to make sure that you evaluate how much protein's really in there.
Yeah, let's look at some of these labels, because we've actually done that.
Take a look at that one. That's the one that says really
bar,
popular.
210 calories, 24 grams of sugar. And
now I think that's actually the Lara bar. That's a Lara bar there.
I'm sorry.
Yep, and that's another popular one. But if you look, 24 grams of sugar, only 3 grams of protein in the bar, yet they call it a protein bar. So you really have to be careful. And if you take that and you compare that to a candy bar, right? We use Snickers here, 280 calories, 70 calories more than that. And not to mention the sugars are only 6 grams more in this bar than that.
And we found out that's pretty much the same about the payday.
Yep, 240 calories in that bar as well. And the protein in the Snickers bar is just 1 gram more than this Lara bar. So you really want to look at it from a standpoint of only relying and turning to these things if you need to, because your schedule doesn't allow for you to get to real food. If you're looking for a solution like a bar or a pill, let's face it, if the claims these types of things made were true, we wouldn't have the problem that we have with the obesity epidemic that our country now faces. You want to have a regular schedule of foods. You want to also, I always look at it as a three-legged stool: diet, healthy foods. You want to have a good exercise program in place. And thirdly, if you don't learn how to think about your food intake and your exercise intake in the right way, you're going to be spinning this defeat whirlpool where you're trying something, you say, oh, see, that bar plan didn't work, or that pill didn't work, or whatever. Change your mindset and you'll change your life. Rely only on bars if you're going to need them in a bind, not on a regular basis.
Okay, we want to congratulate you, Charles. You were just endorsed by Richard Simmons and Tony Robbins, so congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yes, Tony is a wonderful man. I was at his event last week, and for all those people out there that say, oh my gosh, you know, how could he get people to walk across coal? I walked across it, my little brother walked across it. You follow directions and you don't get burned. It's not anything outlandish. It's a metaphor for really breaking through and facing something that you've really felt challenged by. So overcome your diet perils by making the decision to get consistent.
All right, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Congratulations, Charles. We are